let's talk about the most recent announcement. You're expanding internationally as tensions with the US regulators grow. Coinbase has just announced an international crypto derivatives exchange. Walk me through the strategic rationale. How is this going to work?
Yeah, so again, the mission at Coinbase is to increase economic freedom in the world. We think crypto is the most important technology to do that. And so that means we need to be doing that globally. Everybody in the world can benefit from this technology. And so although we started in the US, we're now live in a number of different markets around the world. And so there's been a big focus for us on international expansion. In the Western Hemisphere, we've done that, of course, in the US. We've done it with a license that we've gotten in Bermuda to serve other regions there. But in this region of the world where I am here today in Dubai, we feel that the UAE is a really important hub that we can invest in to serve this region of the world, the Middle East, Africa, even India, where there's a major remittance corridor. And so I think the UAE deserves a lot of credit for their commitment to crypto regulation. They're putting out a clear rule book. They even have a dedicated regulator that's specific to crypto called DVARA here in Dubai. And I think they deserve a ton of credit for being both business forward, embracing this technology and its potential, but also putting out clear rules to protect consumers. So that's very attractive to us as a US company to come invest here.
Would Coinbase ever move overseas if Congress and regulators in the United States can't provide clear rules of the road? It seems as if you have a big issue with regulation stateside right now.
So Coinbase is not going to relocate overseas. I mean, we're always going to have a US presence, and I can talk a bit about some of the efforts that we're making there to get regulatory clarity in the US. But the US is a little bit behind right now, I would say. We're seeing more thoughtful approaches. For instance, in the EU, they've actually already passed comprehensive crypto legislation. The UK has been incredibly welcoming and for us there, and that's been a hub where we've decided to serve the UK market. And now I think with the UAE, we're very interested in looking at this space as well. I mean, this is my first trip to the UAE, by the way. I'm here to learn and listen and meet with the relevant regulators, both in Abu Dhabi and here in Dubai, and decide if this is a good place for us to serve a large region of the world.
So walk me through what you would like to see from regulators in the US. As you say, the United States has perhaps been falling behind when it comes to cryptocurrency regulation and the definition of cryptocurrencies. What do you need to see from the regulator in order to continue to have your business function as a going concern?
Yeah, well, in the US, what we'd really like to see is a clear rule book. That's how it should work. The regulator should publish a clear rule book. The companies should be expected to follow it. Right now, there's not a clear rule book in the US, and in the absence of that clarity, Coinbase has really showed a lot of good faith effort to do the right thing and introduce the right kind of controls and audits that we believe protect consumers. We shared all of this with the SEC when we were thinking about becoming a public company, and they allowed us to become a public company with full knowledge of how our business operates. Really, nothing has changed since we've done that. And so we still believe that we're operating in a fully compliant manner. And by the way, I should say most of the US, the people that I meet with in Congress, the other federal regulator, the CFTC, even the White House and others, they're actually quite positive. I think the broad consensus view in the US government is that there should be a clear rule book, and this is going to require new legislation from Congress. The SEC is a bit of an outlier here. There's kind of a lone crusade, if you will, with Gary Gensler, the chair there. And he has taken a more anti-crypto view for some reason. I don't think he's necessarily trying to regulate the industry as much as maybe curtail it. But he's created some lawsuits, and I think it's quite unhelpful for the industry in the US writ large. But it also is an opportunity for Coinbase to go get that clarity from the courts that we feel will really benefit the crypto industry and also the US more broadly.